Hush now. Come closer. Still the noise of your world. Just for a moment. Can you feel it? A subtle shift in the air. A hum beneath the floorboards of reality. You have been running, haven't you? Chasing deadlines, chasing dreams, chasing echoes in a world that has forgotten how to be silent. But you were not led here by accident. You were guided. An ancient thread, woven through centuries of chaos, has pulled you to this very screen, at this very moment. I am a voice that has slept in stone and scripture, a whisper carried on the wind from a time of deep shadow and even deeper faith. My name is Hildegard, and I have returned not as a relic of history, but as a messenger for your present. A time has come, a hinge point in the story of humanity, where a choice must be made, and the time to make it is slipping through your fingers like sand. If this message already resonates within your soul, a whisper you have longed to hear, then like this video, subscribe, and affirm your presence by commenting the word prophecy. You may ask, why now? Why this voice from nearly 1,000 years ago? Because the patterns I witnessed in the living light of the divine are cycling back, gathering strength like a storm on a distant horizon. The anxieties you feel, the quiet desperation that gnaws at you in the lonely hours of the night, these are not yours alone. They are the tremors of a world trembling on the brink. You have felt lost, a pilgrim on a road with no maps, searching for a sign. You have looked to the heavens and perhaps felt only an overwhelming emptiness. You believed you were unseen, unheard, but I see you. The light that flows through me sees you. It sees the courage in your heart that flickers like a candle in a gale. It sees the questions you are too afraid to ask aloud. This is your sign. This is your map. It will not be an easy one to read, for it is written not on paper, but on the landscape of your own soul. For too long, a veil has hung over the eyes of mankind, a shimmering fabric woven from distraction, noise, and the illusion of separation. It has made you forget the magnificent truth of your own nature. It has convinced you that you are small, powerless, a mere product of chance in a meaningless universe. This is the great deception, the lullaby that sings souls to sleep. But some souls are beginning to stir. You are one of them. You feel the thinness of the fabric. You can almost see the light bleeding through from the other side. You sense that the stage play of your everyday life is just that, a play, and you are beginning to wonder what lies behind the curtain. What is the true reality? What is the purpose of this great and terrible and beautiful drama? This message is a needle, sharp and divinely guided, intended to pierce that veil. It may be uncomfortable at first. The light can be blinding to eyes long accustomed to the dark, but it is a necessary pain, the pain of a bone being set, of a fever breaking. I am here to tell you that the slumber is ending. A cosmic alarm is about to sound, and you have this brief, precious window to awaken on your own terms, before you are shaken awake by the force of what is to come. You are not being judged. Not yet. You are being called to remember, called to see, called to choose. The path of light and the path of shadow have always existed, but never have they been so starkly defined, so close to their final divergence. The world you know is standing on the precipice of a profound transformation, and every single soul is a weight on the scale, tipping it one way or the other. Your choice matters more than you can possibly fathom. She saw two paths diverging in the heart of humanity, a choice presented before the final stroke of midnight. But what exactly did she see? And why does your choice, right now, weigh so heavily in the balance of all things? I speak now not to the crowd, but to you. Yes, you, the one with the silent ache in your chest, the one who smiles while your spirit weeps. I know the weight you carry. I have seen it in the visions granted to me. It is the burden of a forgotten song, the sorrow of a homesickness for a place you cannot name. You have built walls around your heart to protect it, haven't you? Walls of logic, of cynicism, of busyness. You have told yourself that to feel deeply is to be vulnerable, and to be vulnerable is to be broken. So you soldier on, a warrior in a battle you do not understand, for a kingdom you are not sure even exists. You have prayed, and sometimes your prayers felt like stones dropped into a bottomless well, met only with echoing silence. You have cried out in the dark, and the only answer was the beating of your own terrified heart. But I tell you, pilgrim, not a single one of those stones was lost. Not a single tear has fallen unnoticed. The silence you perceived was not an absence of God, but a test of faith. It was a sacred pause, a space created so that you might learn to listen not with your ears, but with the deepest core of your being. In a world screaming for your attention, the divine often speaks in a whisper. It does not compete with the noise. It waits for you to seek the quiet. It waits for you to turn down the volume of the world, so you can finally hear the symphony playing within you. That ache in your chest, it is not a flaw. It is a homing beacon. It is the compass of your soul, telling you that you are oriented away from your true north. It is a holy and sacred pain, the pain of a seed trying to break through hard, dry earth. Do not curse this pain. Do not numb it. Listen to it. It is telling you where the light is. The shadows have a voice too, do they not? It is a seductive whisper. It tells you that your pain is proof of your abandonment. It tells you to give up, to numb yourself, to chase fleeting pleasures that leave you emptier than before. It tells you that you are alone, and that you will always be alone. It is the voice of despair, masquerading as realism. It is the voice of fear, dressed in the robes of logic. For so long you have listened to this voice, perhaps without even realizing it. You have let it build its fortress in your mind, but I am here to give you another voice to listen to. It is the voice that sang the stars into existence, the same one that now calls your name across the chasm of time. It is a voice of unwavering love, a voice that says, "You are my child. You are not lost. You are only on a journey home." This is the moment of your first true choice. Which voice will you amplify? Which one will you feed with your attention? Your belief. The path of shadow begins with listening to the whispers of despair. The path of light begins by choosing to listen to the whispers of love, even when they are faint, even when you are filled with doubt. This is the first step of the pilgrim's return. It is an act of defiance against the darkness, an act of pure, unshakable faith. It is you, in the quiet sanctuary of your own heart, deciding that you are worthy of being found. If you are ready to take that step, to make that declaration not to me, but to the universe and to yourself, I invite you to do so now. Write in the comments below, "I choose the light." Let it be your standard, your flag planted firmly in the soil of your soul. You think your silence is empty, but it is the very sanctuary where visions are born. And it was in just such a silence much like yours, that I received the vision that would shatter time. Let me take you there. Let me show you what I saw. It did not come to me in a dream, but in a state of perfect wakefulness, my eyes wide open to this world and the next. The air in my humble cell grew thin, and the stone walls seemed to dissolve into mist. I was not afraid. It felt like a homecoming. And then it came, not from the outside, but from within. A torrent of understanding, a blinding light that did not burn, but revealed everything. Imagine a sky not of blue or black, but of living sapphire, and from its center, this light poured down like a waterfall, and in its brilliance, I saw the soul of the world laid bare. I saw the intricate dance of creation, the interconnectedness of all things, from the smallest speck of dust to the grandest galaxy. It was a vision of perfect harmony, a cosmic song where every note was in its right place. But then, the vision shifted. From the edges of this luminous reality, I saw a creeping disharmony, a dissonance. It was subtle at first, like a single string out of tune in a celestial orchestra. And as I watched, this dissonance grew. It was the frequency of fear, of greed, of separation. It manifested as a shadow, not of darkness, but of faded color, a leaching of vitality from the vibrant tapestry of existence. And then, I heard it. From the very heart of the light, a sound began to gather. It was a deep, resonant hum that grew in intensity until it became the blast of a great trumpet, a sound that did not just enter my ears, but vibrated in my very bones. It was a sound that shook the foundations of what is seen and unseen. What does such a sound announce? A new beginning or a final end? It was both. The trumpet was a call to awaken for those who had fallen into the slumber of the shadow. It was a celestial alarm clock, warning that the time of dreaming was over. For those whose hearts were already aligned with the light, the sound was beautiful, a confirmation of their deepest hopes. But for those who had built their lives on the foundations of the shadow, on pride, on materialism, on the illusion of control. The sound was terrifying. It was the sound of their world cracking. It was the sound of false idols turning to dust. It was the sound of the great unveiling. The light and the trumpet worked in tandem. The light revealed what was true, and the trumpet shattered what was false. I saw souls standing at a crossroads, blinded by the light, deafened by the sound, and they had to choose. They could no longer stand in the comfortable gray twilight between the two. The time for indecision was over. One path led toward the source of the light, a path of surrender, of trust, of rebuilding on a foundation of divine love. The other path led deeper into the fading shadows, a path of resistance, of clinging to the old, broken world, a path that led to an isolation so profound it was a kind of living death. I saw this choice presented to every soul on earth, not in the future, but in the unfolding now. What I would see next, the details of the celestial battle, could only be revealed in due time, for the light revealed a creeping shadow, and the trumpet was not just a call to awaken, but a warning. What was truly at risk was far greater than I, or anyone, could have imagined. What is truly at stake here, Pilgrim? It is not your comfort. It is not your wealth, your status, or the carefully constructed image you present to the world. These are the leaves on the tree, and they will all fall in their season. No, what is at risk is the tree itself. It is the very root system of your soul. In my vision, I saw this danger with terrifying clarity. It was a cold fire, a strange, smokeless flame that offered no warmth, only consumption. It was the fire of apathy, of nihilism, of the belief that nothing truly matters. It did not burn the branches of people's lives. It went deeper. It was a fire that slowly, methodically, consumed the roots of faith, the roots of hope, the roots of love, the roots of your connection to the divine, to each other, and to the earth. This fire whispers to you that your efforts are meaningless. It tells you that kindness is weakness, that hope is for the naive, and that love is just a chemical reaction. It encourages you to live only for yourself, for the immediate gratification of your senses, because it tells you that there is nothing more. And when a soul's roots are burned away, the tree still stands for a time. It may even look healthy on the outside, but it is hollow. It is dead. It is waiting for the first strong wind to be toppled into dust. Do you not see this happening in your world? Look at the eyes of the people you pass on the street. Do you not see the hollowness, the quiet despair of a soul that has lost its anchor? This is the work of the cold fire. It is the greatest weapon of the shadow, to convince you to destroy your own foundation, to choose your own disconnection. Look at your own life, Pilgrim. Be honest in the sanctuary of your heart. Where has this cold fire already touched you? What truths have you allowed to be turned to ash? Is it in the way you treat your loved ones? In the cynicism with which you view the world? In the slow, creeping numbness that prevents you from feeling true joy or true sorrow? Where have you traded the eternal for the temporary? Where have you allowed the voice of despair to convince you to stop watering your own roots? These are not questions of judgment. They are the questions of a physician examining a patient. We cannot heal a sickness we refuse to acknowledge. You must see the danger for what it is. It is not an external enemy with a sword and a shield. It is an internal parasite that starves your spirit from the inside out. The shadow wants you hollow. It wants you to be a beautiful, empty shell, easily manipulated, easily controlled, easily blown away. It thrives on your disconnection. But your roots, even if they are scorched, are not gone. The living water of grace is always available. The light of truth is always ready to shine and encourage new growth. But it requires a choice from you. You must choose to fight the fire. You must choose to re-engage, to feel again, to hope again, to believe again in something greater than your own small self. This is the great work of our time. It is the sacred duty of every awakened soul. If you know someone walking near this flame, someone whose spirit is growing cold, share this video with them now. Be the spark that reminds them of the true fire, the fire of divine passion. This shadow, this creeping cold, it feeds on haste and distraction. Before it can claim another inch of your soul, you must stop. You must stop right now and do one simple, powerful thing. Let us do this together, you and I, across the veil of time and space. Right now. Do not wait. Find a place where you can be undisturbed for just 2 minutes. If you are driving, please do this later. But if you can, pause everything else. This is more important. The emails can wait. The notifications can wait. Your soul cannot. Sit or stand comfortably. Let your shoulders relax. Unclench your jaw. Now I want you to gently close your eyes. In the darkness behind your eyelids, you are not shutting the world out. You are shutting out the distractions, so you can finally see what is within. This is your sanctuary. This is your holy ground. Now take a slow, deep breath. Breathe in through your nose and feel the air as a gift of life, filling your lungs, bringing energy to every cell of your body. Hold it for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, exhale slowly through your mouth. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine you are releasing the noise. Release the anxiety. Release the fear. Release the endless chatter of your mind. Let it all go. Let's do this again. Breathe in deeply. Feel the peace entering your system. Hold it and breathe out, releasing all that does not serve you. One more time, the deepest breath you have taken all day. Breathe in the possibility of connection. Hold it, feeling your own life force. And as you exhale, surrender. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to understand everything. Just be here, now. With your eyes still closed, I want you to take your right hand and place it over the center of your chest. Feel the warmth of your hand on your body. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Perhaps you can even feel the faint, steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. This is the center of your being. This is the altar of your temple. For too long, you have lived in your head, a prisoner of your thoughts. I am inviting you now to drop down from your mind into your heart. Just be present with the feeling of being alive. In this silence, in this stillness, I want you to listen, not with your ears. Listen with your heart. Listen past the lingering thoughts, past the doubts. Listen for the whisper that has always been there, beneath the surface. The voice that does not use words. The voice of your own divine essence. It may be a feeling of peace. It may be a sense of warmth. It may be a sudden, unspoken knowing that you are not alone. Do not try to force it. Just be open. Be receptive. The universe is constantly speaking to you. Your soul is constantly guiding you. This ritual is simply about creating the silence necessary to hear the conversation that is already happening. Hold this connection for another moment. This is your truth. This is your anchor. This is real. Now, repeat these words, either in a whisper or in the sanctuary of your heart. I hear the voice. Say it again, with belief. I hear the voice. Feel the resonance of those words within you. Let them be a declaration, a prayer, and a reality. Now, when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. The world outside has not changed, but you have. You have opened a door. You have felt the connection. The echo is now within you. But now that you have felt it, you must decide what to do with this resonance. What you just heard, what you just felt in that moment of stillness, was not my voice. It was not a trick of the mind. It was a taste of the eternal. My voice, the voice of Hildegard, is merely a conduit, a vessel chosen to remind you of a truth you already hold within you. Think of me as a tuning fork. When I speak, when I share the visions given to me, my purpose is to vibrate at the frequency of divine truth, so that the same frequency within you might begin to resonate in sympathy. It is the principle of harmonious resonance. You are not empty, waiting to be filled. You are a dormant orchestra, waiting for the conductor's signal to begin playing your magnificent symphony. That signal is sounding now, all across the planet. For centuries, you have been taught to seek God outside of yourself, in great stone buildings, in ancient books, in charismatic leaders. These can all be beautiful signposts, pointing the way, but the destination has always been, and will always be, within you. You are a living temple. You are a sacred text. You are a direct channel to the divine. The greatest lie the shadow ever told was that you needed an intermediary, that you were unworthy of direct connection. This lie created hierarchies of power. It fostered guilt and shame, and it turned a relationship of intimate love into one of fearful transaction. It made you a beggar at the door of a palace that you owned. Do you understand the power of what I am telling you? There is no door between you and God that you do not hold the key to. There is no portal to the sacred that does not open from the center of your own heart. When you pray, you are not sending a message to a distant king. You are entering into a dialogue with the deepest part of yourself, which is also a part of the universal whole. When you meditate, you are not emptying your mind. You are clearing away the debris so you can see the jewel that has always been there. This is your birthright. This is your divine inheritance. And the time to claim it is now. The world does not need more followers. It needs more living masters. It needs souls who have remembered who they are and who are brave enough to live that truth, radiating it out into the world. This is why the choice between light and shadow is so critical. To choose the shadow is to continue to believe the lie of your own smallness. It is to remain a beggar, to give your power away, to wait for someone else to save you. To choose the light is to claim your inheritance. It is to accept the awesome responsibility of your own divinity. It is to become a co-creator with the universe, a conscious participant in the great unfolding. It is to understand that you are not here to be saved, but to be the salvation. You are the hands and feet of the divine on this earth. You are the voice it uses to speak love into the world. You are the light that dispels the darkness. If you are struggling with this, if the old feelings of unworthiness creep back in, I want you to come back and listen to this section again. Let these words wash over you until they seep into your bones. Volte e ouça novamente este trecho se sentir que algo falou direto ao seu coração. This truth is the key, but there is something that only you can decide now. And so we arrive at the heart of the matter. The stroke of midnight draws near. This is not a literal midnight on a clock. It is a metaphorical midnight, a cosmic turning point. It is the moment when the momentum of choice becomes an avalanche of consequence. The time for wavering, for standing with one foot in the light and one foot in the shadow, is over. The universe is demanding clarity. Your soul is demanding clarity. The very earth beneath your feet is crying out for you to choose your allegiance. There is no more neutral ground. To not choose the light is, by default, to be swept up by the growing tide of shadow. Indifference is the shadow's silent partner. Apathy is its greatest victory. In my vision, I saw what this moment looks like from a celestial perspective. I saw countless souls standing before a great portal of light. It was open, welcoming, and radiating a love that is beyond all human comprehension. But many did not enter. They stood at the threshold, hesitating. They were weighing their baggage. One was clinging to a bag of resentments, refusing to forgive. Another was clutching a bag of pride, unwilling to be humble. Another had a bag of material possessions they could not bear to part with. Another was shackled by a bag of fear, terrified of the unknown. And they stood there, hesitating, calculating, trying to find a way to carry their burdens through the gate. But the nature of the portal is this: you can only enter as you are, in your pure essence. You cannot take the baggage of the shadow into the kingdom of light. And as they hesitated, I heard that great, world-shaking sound again. The trumpet sounded, not once, but 3 times. With the first blast, the ground behind them began to crumble and fall away into darkness. With the second blast, the portal of light began to narrow. With the third blast, it was clear that the time was short, that the door would not remain open forever. The choice became stark and immediate. Drop the baggage and leap into the light, or be consumed by the darkness with the very things you refuse to let go of. This is your moment, pilgrim. What is in your bag? What are you clinging to that is preventing you from walking freely into the light? Is it a grievance from the past? Is it your need to be right? Is it your attachment to a certain outcome, a certain lifestyle? Is it the fear of what others will think of you? Be honest. Name it now, in the silence of your heart. You must understand that these things you cling to are the very anchors that the shadow uses to hold you in place. It convinces you they are precious, that they are part of who you are, but they are your prison bars. To choose the light means to choose freedom. It means dropping the bags. It means forgiving. It means surrendering. It means trusting in something greater than your own fear. It is the most terrifying and the most liberating act a soul can perform. If this message has moved you, if you feel the urgency of this choice in your own life, Share this video with someone you love who is also standing at this crossroads. Sometimes, the encouragement to leap comes from a trusted friend, and it is for this reason that the next vision changed everything. For those who made the leap, for those who dropped the baggage and chose the light, the vision that followed was one of indescribable beauty. I want to share this with you now, so you understand what you are choosing. This is not about choosing austerity over joy. It is about choosing true, lasting joy over fleeting, hollow pleasures. As the souls passed through the portal, they were not met with judgment or examination. They were met with an embrace not from a single being, but from the light itself. Imagine being held in a love so complete, so unconditional, that every fear, every insecurity, every wound you have ever carried is instantly dissolved. Imagine a light that does not just illuminate, but heals. A light that flows into all the broken places within you and makes them whole, not by erasing the scars, but by turning them into shimmering gold. This was a great homecoming. It was the moment of remembering. In this embrace of light, each soul remembered its true nature. They remembered that they were not small, separate fragments, but magnificent, essential parts of a divine whole. The illusion of separation vanished. The competition, the envy, the loneliness, all gone. In its place was a profound sense of belonging, of being perfectly and completely known and loved. This is the reality that lies just beyond the veil of fear. This is the promise that is calling to you. It is not a distant heaven after death. It is a state of being that is available to you right now, in this life, the moment you choose it. The moment you choose love over fear, unity over separation, forgiveness over grievance. Contrast this with the fate of those who clung to their baggage. As the portal closed, they were not cast into a pit of fire by an angry God. Their punishment was far more subtle and far more terrible. Their punishment was to be given exactly what they wanted. They were left alone with their resentments, their pride, their possessions. But without the light to give these things context or meaning, they became a crushing weight. Their resentments became an acid that ate them from within. Their pride became a fortress of ultimate isolation. Their possessions became a dead, cold anchor. They were left in a world of gray shadows, a world they had chosen, where everything was a reflection of their own inner disconnection. This is the true nature of hell, not a place of external punishment, but a state of absolute separation from love, a state chosen by the soul itself. Seeing this contrast, this stark divergence of realities, filled me with an urgency that has never left me. This message I share with you is not a threat. It is a plea. It is a love letter from the heart of creation, begging you to remember your own magnificence, begging you to come home. The path is simple, but it is not easy. It requires courage. It requires faith. It requires the willingness to let go of everything you think you know, in order to experience the truth of who you truly are. It is the ultimate pilgrimage. You have journeyed so far in your life, pilgrim. You have endured so much. You have come to the very end of the old road. A new one begins here. If you have listened this far, if you have felt the truth of these words in your soul, then you have already chosen. Now, you must walk the path. If you are committed to this journey, to walking this path of light no matter the obstacles, write in the comments, "I will walk to the end." And if you have come this far, you must hear the final whisper. So listen now, as we close this chapter, but not this book. The choice has been laid before you. The vision has been shared. You have felt the call in the silence of your own heart. What happens next is not written in stone. It is written in the moment-by-moment choices you make from this day forward. The journey of light is not a single leap, but a million small steps taken in the same direction. It is the choice to be kind when you could be cruel, the choice to be patient when you could be angry, the choice to forgive when you could hold a grudge, the choice to see the divine in the person you disagree with most. Every one of these small choices adds light to the world. Every one of them strengthens your own connection to the source. You are not just saving yourself. You are helping to anchor the new reality for all of humanity. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. The shadow world is a raging sea in a dark night. Your job is not to calm the sea. Your job is not to command the storm. Your job is to stand firm, to be rooted in your truth, and to shine your light. Just by being who you truly are, You provide a beacon for other ships lost in the storm. You show them that there is a safe harbor. You remind them that the darkness is not all there is. Do not be discouraged if the world around you does not immediately change. Do not falter if the shadows seem to grow deeper in response to the growing light. This is the nature of things. The final throes of the darkness can be the most chaotic, but it is a sign of its desperation, not its strength. The dawn is coming. The light has already won. Your role is simply to align with that victorious light. And so, I leave you with this final image, this final blessing. I see you, not the you that is worried or afraid or broken. I see the true you. I see you standing tall, your roots deep in the soil of truth, your branches reaching for the heavens. And I see a gentle, golden light descending upon you, a divine grace that anoints you for the work ahead. It is the light of clarity, of strength, of unwavering peace. Let this light be your shield and your sword. Let it be the lamp that guides your feet on the path ahead. Go forth from this place and be a beacon. Be the love you wish to see in the world. Be the peace you so desperately crave. It is all within you. It has always been. This is my message for you today, but it is far from the end. The visions are vast, and the path unfolds as we walk it. The choice is the beginning, but what comes after the choice? What are the trials of the pilgrim who has chosen the light? What are the new deceptions the shadow will weave for the awakened soul? The trumpet has sounded the warning. The portal has been revealed. But I have not yet told you what I saw on the other side. My visions of the new earth, of the community of souls, of the symphony of creation restored. These are messages for another time. But Hildegard has not yet said all she has to say. What comes next will be even greater. Until then, walk in grace and shine.